Alright, welcome back. Today we're playing Retro Jam 1 by the Map Center. So there's kind of this, there's the main Quake mapping Discord that does all the Quake 1 stuff, and that's usually where I kind of find info, and I think where most people kind of congregate and they do map jams and all that. And there's a totally different Discord called the Map Center that normally does Quake 2 stuff, but now they're doing Quake 1 stuff as well. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why they're running a Quake 1 thing out of there. I assume that Discord was all Quake 2, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyways, they held a retro jam. Let's see any. So yeah, just basically maps kind of made in vanilla Quake, I think, with vanilla textures. No mods here, no copper, nothing like that. I guess this is like a pretty good follow-up to my previous stream was Seismic Ventures, which was a episode made by some pretty talented mappers. It's really solid. You should check that out for sure if you haven't. I really like Seismic Ventures. That's definitely worth a playthrough. This map pack is enormous, by the way. There's a lot of mappers in here that I don't recognize, that I've never heard of before. There's only a few people that I actually recognize and kind of know here, which is interesting. A couple of well-known names. There's 2 sock maps in here. I'm looking forward to playing those. I think sock also... I guess sock did the start map, and then... Okay, so there was only 1 sock map, and then he did the start map, so that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, there's a bunch of people in here I just don't recognize. In total, there's like 36 maps, I believe. No, 24 maps. And then, where did I get 36 from? Or 32? How many maps are here? Okay, it's 24. Never mind. For some reason, I thought it was like 30. Anyways, let's just get started. Jam 1. This is the way to the easy found. This is a nice start map. Sock always makes really good stuff. It's the way to the northern graveyard. It's the way to the west garden. Oh, east fountain. We'll select normal, and then I guess we'll just kind of go clockwise here. The west garden. Definitely a retro feel here. Sock always makes really good stuff. I really got to do a stream like on Sock at some point. He has made some absolutely incredible maps over the years. He's also, I think, like kind of the lead guy for Arcane Dimensions, which I love Arcane Dimensions. Anyways, let's go back over here, and we'll just kind of go clockwise. I don't know how long these maps are. This might have to be broken up into a couple streams, maybe 2 streams. I guess we'll see. If these maps are short, though, I might be able to knock it out in one session. Oh yeah, these have a very old feel to them, that's for sure. Something I was kind of worried about coming into this jam. So the thing I really liked about Seismic Ventures was that even though the maps like visually looked very old, they were very modern in their design. This feels very old in design. Like this room is just like a dead end, and you walk down here and you get a lightning gun, and then you like kill a shambler and then just leave. There's nothing else here. Oh yeah, this is old. I guess we're going down. Yeah, this feels like, I mean, I guess to its credit, it is retro jam, but I feel like, I don't know, I guess I'm just not a fan of like super old Quake maps. In general, like, I prefer like the more modern way of map design. which is why I really like Seismic Ventures, because it was like these maps are dressed up to look older, but they play like modern maps. This map plays like a really old map. This map plays like something out of like the late 90s, early 2000s, which I wouldn't consider a good thing. Thankfully, it seems to be pretty short. Yeah, these hallways are just like really small. There's not a lot of room to move around. These are teleporters, apparently. They just leave. Okay. I don't. That's like a weird encounter. I don't know why you would do that. Like, first of all, it's not like a. I mean, I guess it's like an okay. That's not. No, that's kind of a bummer of a room to fight Shamblers in. But then also, why would you have like a teleporter that's not like a teleporter? That's like a window texture. I think you gotta mark things pretty clearly. Like you can't. That's like really confusing for the player to be like, you know, that's like clearly a window of some kind, or like a light source texture, not like a teleporter texture. Just some random room with a chair, some zombies. I mean, yeah, I don't know. This is like. Where's that silver key door? Is it back here? Did I miss it? Shamblers are here. I'm good. You guys can stay in there. The silver key was like up top, right? I'm not sure how to get back up there though. Yeah, like this hallway is really awkward. All of this is just like super awkward. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this level. I don't know if this was done on purpose or what, but my general belief on like level design is like level design evolves and becomes better over time. I don't think people should ever be like, it's kind of the same thing with like Quake 3. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, like some really old Quake 3 map is really awesome. Like DM7 Retribution, it's like, no, that map's actually fucking garbage. Like, it's just like objectively a bad map. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, and then that teleport just takes you back? Okay. You know, map design kind of evolves over time, and I think people should take those lessons, or people should like learn from like really good maps. Like even if you're gonna do something in the style of an old map, you can still take lessons from modern maps, I guess is what I'm trying to get to. Again, Seismic Ventures did that really, really well. That Seismic Ventures was incredible. Let's go see what's down here. I mean, this could be somebody's first map. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't. I'll see who did this. I don't recognize the mapper's name, so I don't want to be too harsh. At least they didn't like make a giant map with like a million monsters. I don't think you can jump up there, can you? It's just like a dead end. Might be able to jump to this. Yeah. There we go. Why give me the nail gun in the previous room if you're just going to give me the super nail gun one room later? Why would you do that? I think level progression is something you gotta think about. Is this the exit? Here we go. Oh, no, we're still going. That was quick. Arena fight at the end here. I appreciate the Black Void. That's pretty cool. I always say that like Black Voids are just like free atmosphere for your map. Yeah, that was kind of rough design-wise. That map was... Let me see. I have a list of all the maps, thankfully. Azure Wrath by Detro Haga. Detro Haga. Yeah, it's alright. Unfortunately, this start map does not keep track of the maps that you've completed, so points off for polish. I don't think you can actually keep track of those in vanilla Quake, though. To be fair, I think that's like you need copper or like arcane dimensions or something to do that. So that was okay. It was just very like, I don't know, it was just kind of like, it felt slapped together. It was just like, I don't know, here's a room, then here's another room. It wasn't really thinking about encounter design. I really didn't like the fact that they used like a different texture for a teleporter. That's just weird. And that one Shambler room. Just lots of like little things there that were kind of rough. I will say if that's like a new mapper, they did at least a good job not being overzealous with their design. They did like, it didn't feel like how do I word it? It didn't feel like somebody like went out of their way to like try to do like a really epic cool map. It was like they kind of scaled it back and they kind of kept things in check, you know, because a lot of mappers will kind of like go crazy with the design. And a lot of mappers will try to have like really big ambitions, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like new mappers specifically. This is pretty cool. I like this. Like this big spiral staircase in the middle, that's neat. These holes here are kind of weird. The ogres is a little awkward. It's a very chunky brushwork, that's for sure. Okay, I'll just wait for everything. That's cool. There we go. A gnome has been released. That's a very chunky looking gnome. This is a cool room. These pillars here, kind of like this. Like visually, this is like a pretty neat room. Any goodies down there? Just a little bit of health. This trap wasn't as effective as it could have been. I see what they were trying to do, and I think it was like a good idea. So you kind of go through this like one way, and it's pretty safe. You just have like one enemy to worry about, and you just got to worry about the platforming. Then on the way back, you have enemies to worry about, right? The problem is they used ogres, and the ogres just kind of like fiddle around back there, and they weren't actually a threat. A much better way to do something like this would have been to get rid of these bars and have like shotgunners or like these like laser shotgunners, the shotgun grunt guys, I don't know, the tech-based enemies, or have these like laser guys up there shooting at me. So have like maybe 2 of them here, and then when I move up to over here, have like another set open up, and then when I move up here, have like another set, or maybe have like an ogre at the end. But having them so far in the back made it so they weren't really a threat, and I could just kind of spam nades back there. It's a good idea, just wasn't super well executed. Ooh, I like chains made out of brushes. Oh, those are awkward though. Like they don't like hoop, or they don't like link together. They're just kind of like stuck together. You see that? How you have like the full kind of chain and it's just kind of glued to this chain. Like, they're not, like, linked together. I know that's, like, a really minor nitpick, but I actually really like chains made out of brushes when they're done well, and those are a little rough. You probably should have just made them a little bit bigger and then linked them together. It'll look better. I forgot I had a super shotty. There we go. Gnome has been released. Alright. You remember that gnome from Half-Life 2 Episode 2 that you had to, like, carry throughout the entire game? That was fun. Does it do anything? Nope. I think visually this level is like pretty nice. Like it's obviously it's going for that kind of very old school look, but I think it's a lot nicer than the last map. Like there's just like a lot of nice little detail that kind of makes the brushwork pop. Like I like how these kind of stick out of the wall. You know, you have like these nice arches and stuff. They're very chunky, but I mean, you know, that's intentional. Even in the ceiling, you got a little bit of like how these tiles are kind of more recessed into the ceiling than these ones are. Just overall, nice looking map. For the aesthetic it's trying to go for. That looks like a trap. Let's check up top first. Oh, this is a dead end up here apparently. That was pretty fun. I think that was better than the last map for sure. A couple areas could have been probably executed a bit better with the combat encounters. Visually, I think it was a big step up. I like the spiral staircase. That's like a good... It looks pretty neat, even if it's like very chunky. I wish the chains were actually like interlinked instead of just kind of stuck together. But overall, yeah, I don't know. Improvement on the last map. It's pretty fun. And that was Crawler's Spile by Jerry. Enemies are here 91. Okay. I wonder how many of those are just like big groups of zombies. Oh, those doors are not supposed to go up like that. Those look like sliding doors. Are those gonna come down? Yeah, see these doors look like they should slide. See how like this texture has like a seam down the middle? It looks like these doors should go like left and then right. So it's very weird that they just go up. I don't like that. This looks really visually noisy, having like this. I like this like runic texture looks nice, but it's just like you can't use it like 100 times like that. It's fell in the acid. I get the feeling that this map was made by a relatively new mapper. It just kind of has that... I get that feeling. It's a weird thing to include. Enemies in like vanilla Quake have a very hard time with the vertical aiming. I wonder, you think I could jump over to that? I can, look at that. I don't know if that's the intended way or not, but... I really don't like how this map has not given me any other weapons besides the grenade launcher. Okay. I don't know how you want me to kill this thing because I don't have a lightning gun. Oh, there's the lightning gun. Okay. That's kind of a clever encounter. I like that. That's actually a good idea. I don't think it was executed super well, but there's a clever idea there, and I can always appreciate that. I like the idea of, like, okay, you don't really have the tools to kill this guy, but you can kind of see where the tools are in the room. So you just have to, like, push towards them. So you kind of realize, like, okay, this is going to be a race against the clock, but obviously it wasn't, should catch this. It wasn't, I don't think it was executed as well as it could have been. That was cool. Little maze section at the end with the invis ring. It's pretty hard. A lot of maps struggle, I feel like, to use the invis ring well. I feel like in all the Quake maps that I've ever played, only a handful, like less than 10, have had really good invis ring sections. That one wasn't too bad. I think one thing they could have maybe changed was having more shamblers, or maybe having a bunch of Vors. Like, really make it a race against the clock. As I feel like that's a little more interesting when you have that ticking time element of, like, yeah, you realistically cannot kill all these shamblers, you just have to keep moving. Again, some interesting ideas towards the end there, but I just don't think they were executed super well. This seems like a new mapper. I would encourage them to keep mapping, though. I mean, the same with all new mappers, but I think they could refine it. If they could refine their mapping skills, they could probably make something pretty cool. Some cool ideas there. That was that Gone? I think that was Gone Fishing, right? Yeah, that was Gone Fishing by... Oh man, I'm gonna have to... Scump Small Brain. Scump Small Brain. Okay. Oh, this looks pretty good. This is a very, very nice, like, visually looking map. Will say I'm not a fan of this like initial encounter here. I don't really have like too much in my arsenal yet. I just have a boomstick and the regular nail gun. So I feel like throwing this many like ogres and a death knight and a knight at me is a little overzealous. Too much. Oh, and the fiend too. Okay. I don't mind having like that many enemies thrown at me, but I also feel like you should probably give the player like an appropriate arsenal for something like that. Oh wow, look at this area. Having the nail gun kind of be your workhorse gun is a little bit awkward in Quake because it burns through ammo so quickly, and a lot of the Quake enemies are really bullet spongy. You just take a lot of shots to kill. So often, if you have ooh, there's a brush sticking through the floor here, some dirt, or maybe that's intentional. I don't know. So often, if you have the nail gun be kind of the workhorse gun for the player for a little while, it's very easy for them to kind of run out of ammo, especially if they like miss a few shots. So I feel like that whole kind of first section would have been better off with either like less enemies, more ammo boxes, or just giving the player like the super shotty off the bat instead of the nail gun. Visually, this is easily the best map I've played so far. This is a really nice looking level. I like the timing on that door open there. As soon as the ogre dies, it's pretty clever. Really good encounters on this map. Little like kind of a weird, like somewhat awkward start, but this is like picking up. This is actually, this might be a really good map. Alright, right back to the beginning. Cannot go back through the... Oh, well, I guess I could have used that earlier. Whatever. Grab that secret. Grab that health. Head back up. See that ogre like way over there. Any secrets in these little cubbies here? Yeah, visually this is a really nice level, like really solid layout too. Nice open hallways, easy to move around. Just scaled appropriately. Assume that opens later. Okay, that doesn't go up right now. It's a nice big ominous door over there. We'll let these guys duke it out. Death Knight, probably. No, ogre. Look at that. This is a really cool looking room. Like this nice arched ceiling. These barred windows. Yeah, this level is gorgeous. Whoever made this is very talented. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, those guys are just gonna run into the water, I guess. Good luck with that. Kind of not a great Shambler fight. I'll explain why in a second. So this room is kind of like primed to be a decent fight for the Shambler, but you have this like little water passage down here. Or the water, you have like the, how do I explain this? This area kind of ramps down into water, so you really can't use this area to like fight the Shambler, right? Because like when you fight a Shambler, you generally want to like use pillars, right? You need line of sight breaks. And because like moving around in this area here is very awkward, you're not going to fight the Shambler here, right? You can't really use these pillars. So your best move is to just back up to here, but when you do that, the Shambler runs all the way down to the water and then gets stuck. And then once he's stuck down there, well, he's just dead, because Shamblers in vanilla Quake can't, they don't have like vertical aiming, you know. I think this area might have done better if this whole kind of bottom floor here was like solid ground, because there's a lot of pillars here. This actually would have been a really cool room to fight the Shambler and the Fiend in, because it's like, look at all this, look at all these pillars I could have danced around if this was solid. And then maybe at the end have it lower, like after I kill the Shambler and the Fiend, maybe I grab the come over here, grab the key, and then the whole floor kind of lowers down into the water. But yeah, that was a bit of an awkward fight there. Anything there? Nope. Or maybe place that secret somewhere else. I don't think that secret was worth kind of making that Shambler fight awkward. What's up with this pipe here? Nope. Down here. Really cool room though. I feel like it could have been done just a little. Again, the Shambler fight wasn't too great. The Ogre and Death Knight fight before that though was pretty fun. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. I think that's it. That was cool. I'm always a big fan of map sanctioned quad runs, and by that I mean like maps that kind of, you know, purposefully hand you a quad and be like, all right, we're gonna throw a bunch of shit at you because we're giving you a quad. That was really cool though, having like this big bridge to kind of fight across. And I like how it was kind of foreshadowed earlier when you were down below the bridge. Now you get to fight up here on the bridge. This level had excellent, like, this was a really good level. There's a couple areas that were a little awkward in the way they handled their kind of combat encounters, but like visually this level is top notch, especially for something that's supposed to be kind of in the style of like, you know, old Quake. Very, very nice level, very good brushwork. Really good use of textures. I love this big Quake logo at the end, looks great. Some really cool encounters. A couple encounters that probably could have... I think they could have been made a lot better with just some very small tweaks to them. And then a really cool finale. I don't really have too much bad to say about this one, or too much criticism. That was just a really good map. Let's go see who made that. I'm very curious, because that was an excellent map. That was Castle Contraption by Irodinson? Let's see. I don't know if that's an I or an L. Oh, that's an I. Iroidison? Iroidison? I don't think I'm saying his name right, unfortunately, but fantastic map. It's definitely a must-play of this jam. Oh. Okay, well I don't like taking fall damage right off the bat. I don't know why they just couldn't spawn me on the floor here. we go from beautifully crafted map to the exact opposite of that. You just shit everywhere. Are these buttons? I guess so. Okay. That's not a button. Okay, this door just opens. Just like random blocks everywhere. Good old vanilla nail gun just shoots in a perfectly straight line with no deviation. I don't like the lighting here. It's like the lighting is kind of all fucked up. Like half the room is just like really dark. Or I guess there's like a blinking light here for some reason. It's 120 enemies. This map feels a little overambitious. It feels like this was a new mapper. Don't. Okay. Let's maybe try going upstairs. Yeah, I really, really don't like, Or beta open. This map is just really all over the place. There's just like, it just feels like there's shit everywhere. It's a very, very messy map. Not a lot of thought was put into this one on how the player would kind of progress through the level. I think non-linear maps are okay, but you have to be, like, I mean, I'll be blunt and just say you have to be talented enough to do a non-linear map. To have, like, a lot of exploration and stuff. I feel like if you don't really know what you're doing, then just kind of creating a more linear experience is probably for the best. It's kind of creative. So that little hallway there is a good use of the blinking lights. The lighting out here can just be normal. There's no reason for the lighting in here to be so, like, fucked up and blinking, but in here, that's like a really creative use of those lights. I'll give the mapper credit for that. Side, okay. Definitely gonna be the Vor in this situation, right? No, the Fiend, Giga Chad Fiend. Okay, just randomly spawning in Fiends behind me when I grab armors that are just laying in the middle of rooms. An elevator works now. All these rooms are just like random blocks. It's just like, it's gonna say something really mean, but it's just like, you know, I'll just say it. It's like a child made this. It's just like there's just random textures everywhere. There's random blocks. It's like multiple themes are mixed together. It's like no thought was really put into like this is like a door texture. It's like, why is this a door? It's like there's plenty of door textures in Quake. You couldn't use any of those? You use these like weird pentagrams instead? Just like an abundance of like high tier monsters for some reason. Lots of Vors and Shamblers all over the place. Just random fiends appearing. is just, I don't know, this map is all over the place. That's a lot of Death Knights. Alright, we gotta jump down. So lots of encounters where they're just like throwing huge... Some encounters where they're throwing like really big hordes of enemies at me. It's like, you can throw a horde of Death Knights at me, but like at least give me the space to do it, right? Like that little like this little like platform up here, I just don't have like the space to fight off all those Death Knights, you know? Also just not getting a lot of ammo. Like I have no shotgun shells. I don't have a grenade launcher. Okay, there's the grenade launcher. So this person is trying to have like a story in their map with like these little text blurbs. Just that's like the last thing you want to like focus on in a Quake map, I feel. Is like get the design down first and then you can have your story. Oh. Vanilla Quake wars, dude. These projectiles will just round corners so tightly. Door gamma open. Nope, there's just another random fiend. There we go. At least I have ammo now. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Shambler wins this easily. Oh, what the hell? He's like bugged out. There's like a projectile that wasn't hitting. That's weird. I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, I'm over here. Okay. It's the exit. Can I leave now? Okay. Back up a bit. Just let those guys do their thing, I guess. I don't know. I kind of see what they were going for with the invis ring, but I don't like. The problem is I got to the end of the hallway and I just don't really know what to do from there. Okay. Generally speaking, you don't want players to like sit in the other room to like you don't want it, you want players to be in the room with the enemies, because it's I think Quake combat is at its like most fun when you're kind of dodging around, fiends are jumping at you, ogres are shooting nades, and you have to kind of use the environment and kind of use the movement to like jump around and dodge things. You never want the player to like back up to another room and then just spam a doorway. That's not very fun. Also, these guys are like something's going on here. That fiend is stuck. Good. Okay, so there's nothing down here. The gold key is over there, but do I just have to go in the acid? Is there like no secret or whatever? Just want me to... Okay. I don't get it. So just jump over to this door now? Okay. I don't really have any, like, this map is just so all over the place. This is just like perhaps a good guide on how not to make a map. Let's get out of here. That's easily one of the worst maps I've ever played, if I'm being, like, 100% frank. That map was absolutely awful. Whoever made that map, like, you have a lot of like, if you're a new mapper, you have a lot of resources to look at. There's, like, even if you just look at the original, like, game, and just be like, alright, here's what they did. Not even talking about Arcane Dimensions or any of, like, the crazy stuff that came later. Just look at the original 4 episodes. And, like, just do that. You know what I mean? That was terrible, quite frankly. That was easily one of the worst maps I've ever played in my time playing this game. That was just bad. Especially, really stark contrast to coming after Castle Contraption, which was an amazing map. Anyways, let's keep moving here. Alright, interesting spot for a I don't really have any ranged weapons yet either, except for the boomsticks. I guess they want me to do this. Exhilarating gameplay. What's up with all the boards? Also, the lighting here is also kind of a little screwy. It's just a lot of, like, dark areas. Maybe it's intentional. I don't know. These passages I can swim down in. Map seems okay. This also kind of seems like it was made by a new mapper. I think they're leaning a little too heavily into using the Vors. I guess it's a shorter map, so I don't know. I consider, like, Quake obviously has, like, a hierarchy of enemies, right? Like, Vors and Shamblers are usually kind of near the top of the list. I just generally, like, if you're gonna make a map, I feel like you should kind of ramp up the difficulty. You know, start with lesser enemies and then kind of work your way up. Yeah, this is recent. This actually just came out the other day. If you check the link in the description. It is Map Center's Retro Jam 1. That was close. Oh. Okay. Thank you. I actually kind of like these boxes, these like gear boxes here. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'll line up the shot. Opens the door, okay. I feel like this mapper put in some effort here. Definitely, like, I don't know how to get to that mega, I kind of don't care. Definitely put in more effort than the previous mapper. Felt like they were maybe just a little bit new to mapping, that's all. Yeah, there you are. That hurt, that's alright. That was okay. Visually it wasn't too bad. I think the lighting probably could have used a little bit of work. There's some areas that were just like pitch black. I think the monster progression was a little weird, like having that Vor early on that was like very far away and I didn't have any like tools to actually engage it besides the boomstick was kind of annoying and a little bit frustrating. I think this this I feel like this mapper definitely is should probably work on layout too. There was like just some kind of weird sections there. I don't know. This one wasn't like too terrible, but again, it feels like this was like a newish mapper. That was The Marshes by The Lock. I like this little Quake icon made out of brushes. It's always pretty cool. Got this dude impaled on a spike. This room actually looks really cool. I like this doorway too with the little spikes. Looks like a crown or something. Like an M. Oh, this is a long map. 171 monsters. Jesus. Okay. See a little secret up there. I don't know how to get up to that though. Yeah, some really cool visuals in this map. I love this hallway here. Looks really nice, where it's kind of like almost arched. It's like I like how this like I like this kind of indentation here with like the rocks. It looks really nice. This big contraption here looks cool. This is just a really nice looking map. Bridge extending. Ooh. Gotcha. Oh, there we go. What ancient tools? I think... I forget the name of it. You can go look up, you can go look up what the tools were. I forget the names, though. I know, Worldcraft was Half-Life. I can't remember what they used for Quake. There was, like, some, like, ancient Quake editor, though. Nope, there goes that, there goes that Death Knight. Oh, I like the ogres in the guard tower. It's pretty cool. This is a really good map so far. Up here a little bit. It's actually this is a pretty fun encounter here. It's like assaulting this like little keep, this castle with all the guard towers and stuff. Oh no! Fuck. Do that. There we go. Let's go here first. Let's get that. It's a lot easier. See, Quake Ed and Trench Broom. Trench Broom is the modern. The Trench Broom is like the modern mapping tools that people use for Quake 1 stuff. Quake Ed, I think, is a older tool. Who's this ogre? Where are you at? I hear him. Oh, he's down below. Did a door open up down there? Oh, it did. Let's grab these nails over here. Alright, so this is locked. Gotta go back this way. Nice. Oh, nice. We got a little maze section here. This is pretty cool. Didn't really get a lot of use out of my quad, but it's alright. Get rid of those guys. There we go. Good thing. This door is locked by 3 bolts. Okay. Two more to go. That hurt. Oh, nope. Alright. That opened it. Thank you for that yellow armor map. There are components that help make maps unique and fun. I mean, the best thing you can do, I think, for learning mapping is just by looking at example, right? I definitely agree there aren't very good, like, guides to mapping out there. I think your best bet is just kind of looking at quality work, right? And then going, all right, well, these are, you know, these maps are really good. Like, what makes these maps good, right? You look at like the original Quake levels. You can look at like Arcane Dimensions. You can look at like Alkaline, Deathmatch Dimensions. There's just tons of like really high quality stuff you can look at, you know, and that applies to all kinds of mapping, right? If you're gonna do like Half-Life stuff, you look at like what are the best Half-Life mods and maps that people have made, and then just kind of look at what made those maps, you know, and mods so good. And obviously you shouldn't just one for one copy that stuff, but you can kind of take the very like core elements of it and apply that to what you're making. There we go. Oh baby. This area is a good example of what I talk about a lot. I think I've already mentioned it, but like, you never want the best strategy in your map for like handling a room to be like the player just sits back and spams the doorway. You always want to get your player in the room. I feel. I don't think like you should never like a player should never like peek out a door and just see a ton of enemies and then be like, all right, backing up. You know. It's better to like have the player get in the room and then start spawning enemies in once they're already inside, and you know, retreat really isn't an option at that point. Geometry was annoying since map brushes don't connect properly. I'm not, I guess it depends on what level you're talking about. What do you mean brushes don't connect properly? What was that? The columns around the queen hide ancient traps. They may distract her for a short time. Alright. Good to know, I suppose. She awakens. Oh, okay. Oh my god, this is a lot of enemies. Just gotta break the columns, I think. This is really cool for like a vanilla Quake thing. This is really impressive for vanilla Quake. I don't know how to get rid of this vor projectile though. I also don't know if I'm actually supposed to shoot the vor in the middle or not. I'm not sure if I'm doing damage to her. Oh, that hurt. I can see blood. There we go. Okay, that works. She is vanquished. Alright, let's clean this up. That was cool. That was a really cool fight. That was, again, this is all just, as far as I know, this is all just vanilla Quake. So very, very impressive to see something like that and just like regular old vanilla Quake. Not Copper, not Arcade Dimensions. That was a very, very cool fight. Creative use of enemies there. And like map elements. That was a really, really good map. Man, nothing but good things to say. Visually, very nice map. Some really cool encounters. Some really fun areas. Like I like that little maze in the sewers. That was pretty cool. The ending fight with the vor and like the traps that you can like activate with the pillars, that was all super cool. Kind of assaulting the castle across the bridge with those two ogres up top. Just overall, a really, really fantastic map. Let's go see who made that. That was A Keep Abridged by Thunder Goose. Well made. Well made. Alright, this one's a much shorter one by comparison. A little bit plainer. Alright. Well, that was something. That was quite the secret. At least these hallways are scaled, right? There's a rocket launcher in a cage. Okay, one more to go. Slots. Check out what's over here. Okay, just inside of this area, I guess. Again, if you're gonna give the player the nail gun as their workhorse, I really think you need to give them enough ammo too. Because the nail gun just chews through ammunition compared to the super shoddy. Okay, that's locked. Upstairs, I guess. Feels like this map is trying very hard to kind of nail the fundamentals. Trying to get like the scale right and whatnot. Simply had problems with geometry, displacements for the ground and walls of the level. I mean, yeah, like brushwork is very tedious. Brushwork is extremely tedious. And it only gets worse the more detailed you want to be with a map. The thing that I've kind of been learning lately, I don't do Q1 mapping. I do like Quake 3, Quake Live multiplayer mapping. The thing that I've kind of been learning is that it's almost better to just streamline a lot of stuff and then just work around that. Like it's better to release like a fun map that maybe isn't like super duper detailed and like a little more streamlined than to just not release a map at all. But that's just my take, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. This map isn't like bad by any means. I feel like this map just feels like this mapper just really sat down and said like, how do you make a good map? I feel like it's maybe lacking some I feel like it's lacking some enemies maybe. It feels a little barren for its size. Can't just make a square hallway in the ground and call it a cave. I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, rocks, like creating rocks or any kind of natural element in a map is pretty difficult. I mean, especially if you're making it out of brushes, you know. I don't know what to tell you. It's the gold key open up? It did. So did that. Nice. Where's the gold key? I think I found it. There we go. I wanted these two guys to fight. I'm actually maybe gonna die. Oh. Okay. Well, I need to pay more attention to my health there. Let's get rid of you. I don't know where that shambler is. I'm just gonna leave him back there. Let him live his life. Oh, there he is. Oh shit. I mean, I don't really know what you're trying to make, so I can't really give you specific advice. Like I said, though, I think making natural-looking, like, cave geo is very hard when you're using brushes. You just kind of have to mess with the vertices until you get something that looks decent. You just... there's basically, I find when it comes to rocks and like caves, there's like usually it's very hard to find a balance because like most maps will have caves that are like too spiky where they kind of pull the vertices too far out, and then other maps will have walls that are like too flat. So I mean it depends on the game that you're making it for, though. Like if it's Quake, you could probably get away with having like flatter walls, right? Like I've seen caves that are like, you know, fairly flat overall, and then I've seen caves that are like really spiky. I think the flatter ones look a little bit better. It depends on the textures you use, though. This map was okay. I feel like this mapper probably just was like focusing on the fundamentals. I think they did a pretty good job. I like the layout of this map. Pretty solid layout here. I think the mapper probably could have added some more encounters. It felt a little barren, like enemy-wise, compared to its size. I feel like there was also a lot of negative space in this map. There's just like a lot of open area. It felt a little empty. So maybe some areas could have been a little more tightened up if they weren't going to use like certain... If they weren't going to use the space. I don't know. Not bad though. Not bad overall. And that was Crom's Demise by Simon Novak. Not bad. So we've been going for about an hour here. We can do some more. Why not? We're doing the south wing now. Or the north wing, my bad. Okay, so I already found a problem. This door... That was an Ice World map for Half-Life 2. Gotcha. I don't really know a lot about Half-Life 2 stuff, so... I've never messed around with Hammer. So a few things right off the bat. This door is like... should probably be centered. I feel like this whole room should just be shifted over. Like this door is like oddly off-center. It looks really weird up in the ceiling here. Also, why are these doors like outside? Like they should be like in the wall, if that makes any sense. Like these doors shouldn't be like brushes outside of the wall. They should like go into the wall when the door opens. Yeah, like sliding doors are usually not like outside of the wall. It looks really awkward. It does not look good at all. That secret is probably a little too obvious. It's just like a completely different colored wall there. It's like, I wonder if there's anything there. Guess you gotta go that way to get that button there. some weird use of textures here for sure. Like I don't like this wall texture. It's really crusty. Also, you shouldn't use the same wall texture as the floor texture. Like, there are enough textures in Quake that you do not need to use the same texture for the wall and the floor. Unless you're doing, like, maybe like rocks or something. I'm sure that there are very specific situations where you could use the same texture for the wall and the floor, but it's just unnecessary here, I feel. See that button up there? Passage to rocket launcher. Fiend is gonna win this easily. There's the rocket launcher. Where does it take you? Oh, okay. That's what that does. That was an encounter, all right. There was an enemy, and we got into combat. Let's grab these. Going down. Okay. I mean, yeah, that was a map. That's for sure. That was one of the maps of all time. You know, you had a little hub area. You had to go get 2 keys. There was some geometry. You know, that's a thing. All right. Clamtaceous Cistern by Common. I don't know why I'm reading it off before. I usually read it off after. I'm just kind of a little autopiloting it. Kind of a like extra large room. The scale here feels like very off. Like you could just like reduce the scale by like. You just take this whole map and like shrink it down. It would probably work a lot better. I don't know why it's so like jumbo sized. Feels like this is like a newish mapper maybe. It's a weird place to have this, like, door texture. This is like, so the problem with this area is it's just like a featureless tunnel. I mean, I can appreciate like tunnels and curves are usually hard to do out of brushes, so I can appreciate that these look nice and rounded, and that the mapper here spent time kind of making the walls look nice. But this is just like one texture in like a sewer that we're just walking through. I guess we got a bit of a maze. Yeah, not really. I guess it's just leaves the light there. At least like this. Like, this is just completely featureless. There's just nothing here. Oh, we just did one big circle. There wasn't really even any encounters in there. It was just like, we just kind of walked through. I guess there was a fiend at one point. Oh, that's what this door leads. It leads us back up. oversized spiral staircase. So there are more enemies here to fight. Damn, messed up. It's alright. Urban exploration resistance and so I feel like I was doing some urban exploration. Didn't find anything cool down there though. Look how as soon as I come into this room, the Shambler is just already aggroed onto me. He's just running for me across the room. Also, seriously, what is going on with the scale of this map? Why is it so ginormous? Like, I don't. I feel like this is one of those rat maps from like Counter-Strike. Like, you ever play like those Counter-Strike maps, or like I think there's like a whole game like Rats Instagib, where you're like really like a tiny little person running around in like a giant scaled up environment. That's what this feels like. The scale is like all screwy. Oh, that's an elevator? Why would that be an elevator? Oh, now it's like mistimed. Okay. Here we go. Now we get 2 Vors and no cover. I guess I can use these guys for cover. There's an Army Men version and Zombie Rat Map version. Gotcha. I didn't play much Counter-Strike Source. I just remember those maps though. Go to you. There's another very featureless hallway here. I do appreciate that he used different textures for the ceiling, wall, and floor. That's a bonus. Points for that. Alright, so now we're back up here. A rocket launcher, I'll take that. Pretty popular in Gmod, gotcha. Shortcut unlocked. Oh my god. Dude, the layout of this map is just rancid. I don't know what to say. This is just like... Oh, fucking Christ. Oh my god. This is not great. Nothing about this is good. Alright, maybe I don't have to take that teleporter right now. Let's maybe try going over here. A quick save in case this is not the way. Oh, this is the way. I think. And we just gotta wait for this. Oh, we gotta... Okay, go over here, I guess. And that extends the bridge. Okay, there was no way I was gonna wait for that stupid elevator again. That map was just like, I don't know. Just like... Why was it so large? That's my only question. I think that map would have been fine maybe if it was scaled down. It was just like jumbo sized. It was like you could drive like a truck. You could drive like a monster truck through those sewers. Like you drive like several buses through that map. I don't like you can land a plane. You know, it's just like I don't get what that mapper was trying to do. That map should have been way smaller. Oh, I think this is Shadesman? I like Shadesman. He's a pretty good mapper. Shadesman, also the creator of. Oh man, I can't think of the. It's like the total. It's the Quake total conversion to like the Doom Eternal stuff. Slayer's Testament. That's it. Slayer's Testament is pretty good. Check that out if you haven't. That guy didn't. Did that guy drop it? He didn't drop any. He didn't drop a backpack, did he? Visually this map looks nice. I think it's scaled pretty appropriately. These encounters are a little all over the place though. There we go. You haven't really touched Quake since PS1? Well, now is a great time to hop back in. You can pretty much run Quake on anything these days. There's tons of great content to play. Lots of mappers, hardworking mappers making cool stuff. Would definitely recommend it. Alright, silver key is this way. I mean, map jams in general are like kind of mixed bags. Like you never know what you're gonna get. There's always like a bunch of kind of not great maps, and then there's like a few really cool maps. Oh, hey, how do I get to that? That's what I want. Okay, I need the silver key for that. I don't know how to get to that pentagram. Saw Quake RTX. Those RTX mods are pretty nifty. It's kind of neat. Just like adding RTX to like old games. I like the Half-Life RTX. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you saw that. Actually looks really good. Quake RTX is it's alright. Just walk away from these guys. How about that? It's just a dead end over here. There's a quad. Oh, okay, I see. There we go. This little shortcut here. That pentagram just taunting me. Look where we are. We're like back at the start. Just kind of on the roof here. It's pretty cool. There's some cells up there. I don't really have a lightning gun, so I don't see a point in grabbing those. This is pretty cool. I actually like coming back through this level, but on the high ground. It's neat. Gold key this way. These gold key signs I think are new. Or wait, no, where to you? room could have used a couple more enemies to go with those fiends. Maybe just a couple knights or something. Alright, see you later. Ooh, that was a nice shot. Oh, here it comes! Oh, it doesn't explode. Okay. That was a fun map. That was alright. Scaled pretty well, looked decent. The fights weren't anything special. None of them really kind of stood out. It was just kind of enemies placed around. Probably could have used more like thought into some of the combat encounters. I like the quad run was pretty fun. But I'm always a fan of a quad run, even if it's not the greatest. It was okay. DE Aztec. There's actually a Quake theme that is based on like Aztec. It's like an Aztec Quake theme. That was Cerulean Suffering by Shades. I don't know if that's Shades Master or just Shades. I don't know if that's like a different person. Okay, let that guy be. There we go. Oh shit, okay. A little early for that. I don't understand the point of that hallway. It's supposed to like take a couple health away from you for no reason. Stupid. Alright, let's try this. Okay, so we have to go down by the Shambler, I guess. Oh, look at that. A little bit of vertical aiming there. This is kind of dumb. I think if there's just like a pillar down there, I could just drop down there and fight him, but like there's nothing down here. It's like you just jump down here and then I guess you have to hit this button really fast and take a bunch of hits from him. I don't particularly think that's very interesting. I'd much rather just like either give me a way to actually fight the Shambler, maybe give me an invis ring and give me a bunch of Shamblers so I have to be fast about it, you know. There's a lot of different ways you can go about doing that. I don't think that was particularly good. It's a cool room. I like the pillars here. It's kind of neat. I don't know what's up with like the mandatory damage. Little spike shooters. And that opened, I assume, this over here. way. Gotta love probably an Indiana Jones thing. I don't think that's what this map's going for, but maybe. So grab all the goodies over here. That was a clever little ambush there, I guess. Guys, save that quad for the way out. You can't jump on those. Just let that Death Knight sit there forever. Shortcut has opened. Okay. I like taking clock elements, but I don't know. This room's like very plain. Just, like there's no, just like you come in here and it's just like. There's like no like map elements, so you just kind of have ogres shooting you, and I guess you just kind of move up the stairs. I don't know. That map was okay. It was very plain. The best way I could describe that map, and this is gonna sound mean, but like there wasn't anything really like wrong with it. It felt like it was made by like an AI or something. It felt just very like, you know, I don't know. Not a lot of thought was put into like the combat encounters. It feels like the way you approached and kind of fought the enemies just wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't super well thought out, I guess. That was the Retro Blues by Dump Truck. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I was looking forward to this. Back a little bit, see if we missed anything. Ooh. Would very much like that mega health. Little shortcut. There we go. I like the little hints that these stairs are kind of like pushed out, so you can kind of like, oh, okay, just jump over there. Let's check down here first. This is a very compact map. Good use of space, though. Visually, this is a very nice looking map, too. It's very cool when you have like a multi-layered map and you can kind of look down at where you've been before. It's a good way to like hide secrets and stuff too. Shit. Oh, I didn't even see that lightning gun. I wish that lightning gun was a little more highlighted. That would have been an interesting... I think what... Okay, so I actually do have a criticism here. I think this lightning gun should have been highlighted a little bit more. Like, have that lightning gun maybe have, like, a special kind of, like, spotlight on it. And then don't even have these ogres be here. Have this... Basically, have this shut down... Have these gates shut. Have this shut. Actually, this was already open, I think. And then have this shut. And then the player goes for the lightning gun. Or maybe even just have the LG, like, right here in front of the Shambler. So you come over here, you grab it, this opens up, and you're like, oh shit, ogres, and then boom, this opens up, Shambler. That would have been cool. So, I don't know, slight criticism there, because I didn't see that lightning gun until after the fight. That door's locked. Do we have a key? Well, the reason I suggest it that way is because then the player is drawn in. Like, because the way I was doing it is like I just immediately backed up. I didn't have a reason to be pushed up. But if I saw that lightning gun like here, I would have been like, ooh, lightning gun, and then boom, you like throw a bunch of stuff. It's like, uh-oh, and then you kind of pull out the lightning gun. It's like you give the player a good chance to like use the weapon that they just got. Or if they want to conserve it, they could, you know, maybe back up and try something else, right? I actually kind of forgot what way I was going here. Let's see. So this can't go that way. This is all shut. Drop down here. These are locked too. Seem to have gotten lost. I think I'm... Oh, here we go. There we go. That was a pretty good map. That was fun. Nice and compact. Good brushwork. Good use of the Quake 1 textures. Again, it's like very minor criticism on that last encounter. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Really solid. Good stuff. Can never go wrong with Sock maps. He's a very talented mapper. That was The Wizard's Closet by Sock. One of these days I'm gonna have to do like a whole stream on Sock, just kind of show off like a bunch of the stuff that he's done. I've been wanting to do like a mapper spotlight stream for a while. I just haven't gotten around to like collecting a bunch of maps for one particular person. I think that's probably a good place to stop for now. We've been going for almost 2 hours. We're about halfway done here, just over. We got another 1, 2, 3. How many maps we have over here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got another 11 maps to go. There's also a few deathmatch maps, I think, that are included with this. Like, separate, like, just deathmatch. And we'll be taking a look at those as well, I think. Let me double check on that real quick. 24 maps. Notes. The following maps have support for deathmatch. Oh, okay. So never mind. These are just the, these are just like regular maps that have deathmatch support. Never mind. I thought there was like separate deathmatch specific maps. But yeah, I think it's a good place to call it. And we'll come back and finish this up. Kind of break this up into two. So there's a lot of maps. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks to all the mappers for putting this together, as always. And see you in part 2. GG's.